Be honest with me. Do you clean your balls? Nah, don't lie to me. Did you clean your balls today? Did you clean your balls yesterday? Do you even ever clean your balls? This is something that I get asked about a lot. Look, we're talking about ball vapes. Yeah, funny word. Haha, ball vapes. Hammer-shaped vapes. They're filled with terp pearls. That's why they're called ball vapes. Look, you can't always see the balls. Unless you got the clear one, I can see them in there. But I get asked a lot, do you need to clean your ball vapes when you have one? Because the answer is not as simple as you might think. For the most part, most people, probably not. Like, you don't really need to clean it. It's sitting on your desk, right? You might have dust getting into it every now and then. But do you actually need to clean it? Now, I almost never clean my balls because I maintain them properly, right? I set myself up in a way to where my balls don't get dirty. Now, I use ball vapes a lot. If you want to see me rip one, tune into the Twitch stream or the Rumble stream. I go live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And we use ball vapes all the time. But for the most part, do you need to clean your ball vape? If you think about the design, you take your ball vape and you put it over top a bowl of flour. And then when you pull on it, you pull air through the ball vape, through the flour. That creates the vapor that you inhale. So by design, for the most part, you're just pulling air through your ball vape. And as long as the air in your house or wherever you're using it isn't disgusting, it shouldn't be getting your ball vape dirty. However, there's a couple of instances that will get your balls dirty. Now, some people, not me, I don't do this, but some people on top of their ball vape when they're going to hit flour, they like to put dabs on top of their ball vape. Look, it works, right? It's nice and hot. It'll vaporize your concentrate, but now you have concentrate on your balls. Yeah, you got dabs on your balls. Those dabs are gonna make your balls dirty, right? Yeah, the balls get hot enough to vaporize the concentrate, but it's not gonna vaporize all of it. And honestly, it might not be hot enough to do the best job in some cases. So that's probably the easiest way to get them dirty. It's not the only way, but if you're putting wax on top of it, you went from nothing touching your balls, only air that you pull through touching your balls, to now there's wax all over your balls. And look, I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to wax my balls. Now, that's not the only case, and I think this one has to be addressed, but I like to use a pass-through bowl. I like to use a pass-through adapter when I pull on my ball vape. I'm gonna show it really quick, but just a pass-through bowl, something that basically gives me a carb hole for my ball vape. Now, the reason I like to use this is because if you don't use a pass-through, you have a higher chance of getting your balls dirty. Now, in a lot of cases, you're gonna put your hammer vape, your ball vape on top of the bowl of flour and you're gonna pull through. But you're not always gonna pull that bowl out. Some bowls they're rooted in there pretty well. It's not designed in a way for you to pull the bowl and the vape head at the same time. So a pass-through bowl helps you get that airflow to clear the piece, right? Instead of pulling the bowl off and the ball vape off your hammer vape to get the airflow to clear it, you create another new airway that is under the flour bowl. And what this also does is when it's unplugged, when you pull through a water pipe especially, sometimes that water likes to settle back down and push anything that didn't get pulled through it right back out. And in a lot of times, that's like a small amount of vapor. So when you hit your ball vape, there's a little bit of vapor that gets trapped in the piece, and the backflow of the water is just gonna push that up into your balls and get your balls dirty. Now, some pieces are gonna have more vapor trapped in there and they're gonna push more through your balls. But that is one of the only times that you're getting the vapor over your balls. And vapor would make the stuff dirty. Pulling clean air through it isn't going to make your balls dirty, but pushing that uninhaled vapor back through your balls is going to make the balls dirty. Now, that's not going to make them nearly as dirty as if you're just putting dabs on top of your ball vape, on top of your hammer vape. Look, they call them ball vapes. I call them hammer vapes. It's hammer shaped. But you could just tell by looking in there. I got a lot of use on there. I haven't cleaned this. It's pretty clean, but that's because when I use it, I use a pass-through bowl. That's one of the reasons that I say almost every ball vape should come with a pass-through bowl. It's just a better overall design. It makes the overall hit easier, and it keeps your balls clean. Now, I do gotta say, I did help somebody out with this on my Twitch stream the other day. Shout out to Colleen. She had dirty balls. But whatever the issue may be, whatever might have caused it to get dirty, just soak them in ISO. Some of these vape heads are pretty easy to take apart. You could take out all of the quartz pearls, ruby pearls, whatever you got in there, and soak those separately. You could also just stick the whole vape head in some ISO if that's easier for you, but you'd want to make sure that you can see that they're clean, right? You're going out of your way to clean your balls. You want to see that they're clean, right? So for the most part, most people using a Ball-Vape, their balls aren't going to get dirty, but there's definitely some cases that it can happen. And if you're having any issues with it, airflow would be the biggest factor. You start getting buildup in there, it's going to restrict your airflow over time. You notice any difference in the airflow? Look, maybe take it apart. Do it when it's cold. Don't do it when it's hot. Look, use isopropyl alcohol. Clean your balls. Anyway, come get lit with me on the live streams. And if you show up with dirty balls, gross. Have a lit day, my dudes. Oh, and if you want to learn more about this guy, it's actually pretty nifty. Check out this video right here. Look, if you keep the balls clean, you can get some of the cleanest hits out there. Have a lit day, my dudes.